Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the Untitled Africans podcast.
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing, friend?
You like how sultry I sound right now?
How
I've been
what? Sultry?
yes, I've been practicing my podcasting radio voice. I don't know. Is it giving NPR?
Of course, yeah.
Thank you for tuning.
Totally could see this on a tiny desk.
This is like my
Host.
is it giving trade voice? Thank you for listening to WXYZ.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You can tell she got a little sugar in her tank, can't you? Yeah.
This one's got a little sweetness to it.
I hate you. Already started. We're not even like a minute into the podcast. Girl, let's just start this thing. How you been, babe?
I've been doing pretty good, pretty good. How about you?
Girl, I don't know if I can do outside anymore. Mm-mm.
What you mean?
I thought I was ready. It's the week 2 of being outside in the summer, and honey,
You
when I
already
tell
tired?
babes,
I thought you were just talking about I'm loving being outside. June is off to a great start. I'm in bed by 10.
no doubt. Like, listen, I'm a day party situation kind of girl, but this last one, yeah, you legwork warriors, y'all got it. I'm a piano girlies. I love y'all, and I'm vibing, but I can only do a couple of hours. Girl,
Are
I
you
was
feeling dawned?
done.
Are you feeling sore like the day after?
Child, when I tell you I woke up with back aches, muscle
Guy,
aches,
guy.
my knees was cracking.
Not yet. I thought you were going to be sore. The joint said that's enough. It
You
wasn't
have
even just the muscles, it was the joints.
you know that painting of that picture of that black woman sitting on the edge of her bed with her hands on
Trying
like
to get up.
her head just like hanging down. She got the one strap of the sleeping gown just hanging off her shoulder, and you just
Like,
like,
I've had enough.
oh, I feel her. Yeah, that was me Monday. I was like, oh hell no, what the hell
Like you
have I
just met with your
done?
personal trainer.
Yes, I'm
Oof.
just like, oh, this is not it. But then I was like, oh, I had fun though. I'm not gonna lie. So that's
Honey,
all I
that's
care
what
about.
matters. Go
Child,
ahead, use up them joints while they're still nice and the ability to clap, come right
and
back.
what's the thing that's in between the joints that keeps them like lubricated?
The ligaments?
No,
I
no,
know
no.
what you're talking about, but I can't think
Yeah,
of the name.
cartilage.
Oh, that's not the name I
Is that
was
is that
thinking of.
it? Is that
I
what
don't know,
keeps?
maybe. That's not the word I was thinking of, but that might be what you're thinking of.
Child, who knew 26 was gonna come? I thought the backaches were gonna start like maybe like 29. Maybe
29?
30,
That's too young. I need him to be like
35,
45.
40,
45,
45.
bitch. If I gotta stretch every day.
I've really been trying to get into dynamic stretching every morning, like before
Yeah.
I start my day. It's been helping. I mean, at least after like this past weekend, I feel like I could have felt worse, but I didn't because I had been doing like a lot of dynamic stretching. But
Yes.
it's definitely like I see why people do it. I see why like it's all over my For You page on TikTok. Everybody's like, stretch your hips, get your joints lubricated, get that blood moving, that circulate. I said, oh, okay, y'all got it.
Honey, from what I
I
hear, that's the real de-aging workout to be
period.
doing is stretching. Or else your bones
Cause
are gonna
work,
break down, honey.
cause ever since I
That
saw
flexibility.
what's that? Ever since I saw that video of what they thought like the what human like employees and workers are gonna look like because all of us like work from like desks and sit down hunched
Oh
over.
yeah, with the freaking headphone indent, and they
Yeah,
had
I
like
was
the
like,
Hunchback of Notre Dame ass posture.
mm-mm. I was like, oh hell no, this is not. Mm-mm. Nope, no, thank you.
Honey,
I rebuke this. So I've been doing a
what's
lot
the
of dynamic stretching.
her? Out in my dance class, I'm taking a dance class and it's ballet, and he has us doing like stretches and Pilates beforehand.
Oh my
And I'm
god,
like, I need you to help me make sure I do this at least 3 times a week, sir. And it was like
your
no joke. Like
teacher?
some of my classmates were like, I could not get out of bed the next day, like today.
I don't blame you, cause like from what I've heard, like there have been like actual like men who are like athletes who like work out fully, who like make fun of their girlfriends for like taking like Pilates or, and like
Yoga.
they'll go to like their like girlfriends or wives like Pilates class, and they'll literally come out of there like legs quaking
Yeah.
and
No,
just
because
being like, "Babe, I'm so sorry I ever doubted."
let me put some respect on your name.
Period.
Because I hear that muscles like with weights and stuff, you're working out the large muscles, you're working large muscles at a time, the hamstrings, the quads, glutes, blah blah
Right.
blah. Look me saying only the lower body.
Because we all know what girls go into the gym to
Honey.
do. Girl, we trying to get
But
this booty
like
right for.
with Pilates, it works like the micro muscles in your body, the stuff in between, because that's the shit that's holding you up. That's allowing you to keep that pose in place. Are those little
Mm.
muscles and that core especially.
Yeah, if you've ever tried to like, from what I've seen in videos, like when they add like the resistance bands to like Pilates tables or whatever, or is it called like Reformation Pilates or whatever?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Maybe I
Yeah,
don't know the name.
when they start adding bands and then you start hanging from the ceiling, baby. When they tell you you gotta hold
Oh,
yourself up, I just see people
mm-mm.
start like shaking.
Honey.
I'd be like, oh, that's
Start twerking in
shameful.
class
Your
by
muscles.
force.
Every single muscle in your body is just like, get me.
That's when you know you're gonna work out. When your body starts uncontrollably shaking, bitch.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, just be prepared to sit your ass down tomorrow.
And we have to like getting older. Like, I mean, I know we're only like 26, but it's like you got
And
to
you might
start
as well start
now.
preparing, yeah, now so that it don't
Cause
hit us like a
after,
ton of bricks sooner than later.
cause after 26, it's just like your body really does start going downhill, and you're just like, oh shit. Mm.
And I was talking to this girl, and she and her grandparents are from Trinidad, and we have our Kenyan grandparents. We're just talking about how our grandmas be living till like their 90s, like it's nothing, and they still be moving and getting around and stuff. And we're like, but they in America, it'd be like you lucky to hit 70, like your neck, your
Okay.
back, you need a cane, all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't like it here. And like America, we're a lot more sedentary. Our foods have all of these like chemicals that really should be not allowed
Right.
and shit. And it's like, damn, bitch, like
No
you're
wonder,
you're forcing me to age terribly.
like,
Like
no wonder so many like younger people, especially like Generation X and like some of our generation, they're like are getting sicker, dying younger, and you're just like, girl, he was just here like 2 days ago. And you're like, oh fuck, it's
it's really
crazy.
bad. Yeah, to
I
hear about kids like people our age having like heart attacks and stuff. But I think the number one killer, I know this is like so dark now, but it's like suicide, I think. Which is
oh
like a
yeah,
whole nother health
oh
issue that I
girl,
remember I remember that TikTok who was and she was like interviewing foreign kids and she's like, what did you get from America that you never get to have like where you're from? And he's like, depression. I've never known depression. I never
never
knew
knew,
what that was
never met her,
until
never seen
I
until I
got
came to.
to American University and now all of a sudden
No, like I think there's been multiple studies that says that has said that like our generation is like the most has like the most mental health issues,
mm,
because we've grown up with so much trauma, which is not, which I don't think is not true, but I think it's just in past generations people haven't known what to call it, or like no one's even like, I think the numbers have stayed maybe steadily the same since like the 1950s with like the soldiers who came back from like Korean wars and like Vietnam, and you're just like, of course all of our generations have trauma, but like some of us just don't know how to, some of us just
they didn't
didn't
have a
know,
name for it.
not even a name, just didn't know like how to deal with that shit. So
They
people
were
just like,
like, "Oh yeah, like we just came back and
oh, that's just Uncle Joe.
suffered and
You know,
oh,
just don't play no loud noise around Uncle Joe. You know, he get a little jumpy.
right." Your parents would be like, "Yeah, I had to walk 3 miles to school, and this uncle harassed me and assaulted me, and your mama called me names, but I was all right. I ended up all right." And it's like, no, you didn't. You did
Babe,
not. And let me
it's like,
show you how the cycles of abuse. and
It's
the
like,
trauma
babe,
that you've passed down. But at least now we can name it and face it and acknowledge it and be like, oh, hey, like I'm going through something. Let me talk to somebody about it. And to them, because they never thought that was like a thing within their community, they're like, we didn't have it. Instead of being like, yeah, y'all had it. Y'all just didn't know you did. Like,
listen, it's just it's literally like that too. It's like, babe, you's a victim.
baby,
You's a
you's a
victim.
victim.
Ah, but listen, speaking of differences, of America and the United and the Europeans, um, let's get into. We're gonna start this episode a little differently this time. We're gonna start with this "Am I the asshole?" Reddit that had us questioning how some of y'all are behaving out here. If y'all didn't know, Beyonce is currently on tour across the United States. And if you're anything like Wengeshi, you've probably been avoiding all content um, until you see
Period.
her yourself. But if you're anything like me, you've seen every TikTok, every Twitter post, every video, every tag, every costume change that has happened. And
Are
the
you
European
watching the live performances?
Girl, I've seen it. I've seen the Stockholm show on YouTube. I've seen the Paris
Oh
show.
my
I've seen
goodness.
3 of the London shows, all of them on YouTube. She is very lax with the content. This with the because in the past she has been very much like
You click
if
on
it
the link and it's like,
that
this
it's
has
damn
been taken down due
removed.
to copyright issues.
Parkwood Entertainment is not on it this round. They said, "Girl, it's a free for all. If you can't find it, you can't find it. If you can, you can." Shit.
With the way, with how much these ticket prices were and how hard it was just to get them, it better be open to the public, honey.
So then
Because the
let's
girls
get
were fined for their lives to get them.
So then let's go ahead and get into this "Am I the asshole?" So this person asked, "Am I the asshole for standing up during a Beyonce concert?" They go on to say, "So I'm a huge fan of Beyonce. I'm a huge Beyonce fan and have been my whole life, especially being a Houston, Texas native. This is my first time being able to afford a ticket to her show, and I'm currently living back and forth between Sweden and the States. I've been to a concert in Sweden and I was shocked by how unlively the crowd was. No dancing or singing, really, from most of the people in my section, closest non general admission to the stage. That was their seat. But I was out of my seat singing and having a blast as soon as the show started. Having a blast as soon as the show started, and a woman and her partner behind me asked me if I could sit down so they could be able to
Huh?
see. I assumed since she was stare I assumed since she was starting the show with ballads. Speaking of Beyonce, because she does, if you didn't know, yes, she does start the show with ballads. I was doing a bit too much and I apologized and sat. But once the energy picked back up, I was back on my feet dancing as you should. There were like 2 other people on my road doing the same. I honestly had the time of my life and even cried a bit. Ridiculous, I know. No, it ain't, because I would too.
That's
When the show
real.
was over, I turned to leave. The lady said, "You're not the only one who paid for this, you know. Is that how they act in your village?" Oh,
Uh?
mm hmm. And I was too stunned to say anything back. I could understand if this was an orchestra concert or something, but her latest album is focused on house music and the ballroom scene, which is very lively. And she has "very" in all caps. This happened weeks back, but I can't even enjoy my memories of the experience because I keep getting this pit in my stomach feeling like I ruined someone else's experience. So, Angeshi, is she the
Well,
asshole?
where did she see the concert? Because she couldn't have been in Houston.
Girl, she said this was in Sweden.
Oh,
This
well,
post
that
was
that
19
explains
days
it.
ago.
That
Now,
explains it.
girl, you are not the asshole.
At all.
Um,
Not even close. If anything, they're the asshole to Beyonce for sitting their ass down during her show.
because one thing Beyonce has always said, I want y'all to bring it as much as I bring it on stage.
Honey,
There has never
period.
been an instance where the queen herself has been like, y'all need to sit y'all asses down. Except when y'all was calling Julius's name when she was performing. And she looked at y'all to the side like, excuse me? Is he the one that is out here
Is
giving y'all
this
album?
Renaissance tour or Julius tour? I wasn't sure.
No, but I completely understand this person's upset because I did see a video of the first couple of shows in Stockholm, and people were recording of like people who did have like actual like stadium seats or is it arena seats? It's an
Mm.
arena tour, right? Yeah, who did have actual seats, and majority of them were seated. And I saw this on Twitter, and I was going down, scrolling down through the tweets because I was like, I know these people. Y'all
Am
go,
I the
y'all,
only one that sees
yeah, like how are y'all gonna be
this
sweet seated
disrespect?
when the queen is on stage, when the queen is performing, when the queen is in the stew? Y'all
It
sitting up
doesn't
here
even make
cackling.
sense.
It doesn't. So then people in the comments or the replies of the tweet were just like, oh, it's just this like it's Nordic stoicism, like they're very much like this. They don't like show outward emotion. I said, with Beyonce,
With Beyonce,
Beyonce,
with You Won't Break My Soul.
are you
This
kidding me?
entire album was about like being lively and being
Celebration
out of
about
your body
joy.
and being physically comfortable to just enjoy yourself and
So how
enjoy
the
life. And you're
so
like, yeah, do that sitting down.
and I'm
Relax.
and even Beyonce called it
And
out.
not G. There's literally a
No,
song called And
literally.
Not G. And
No,
y'all are
literally.
bringing none to the show. Why did you even show up? Is this
Honest
movie theater? Go sit down, go on YouTube, and go watch her if that's the energy you gonna bring.
and like another thing is like about concert going, it's like that's the joy of like going and being around all these people. It's just like, girl, I want to see energy. I want to see, give me all the liveliness. Like that's the fun,
Yes.
especially being at a Beyonce concert. Everybody there is
Beyonce.
a Hive member.
Beyonce.
Like
But
the
this is Sweden, so I don't know how much they go up for Beyonce over there. Maybe to them it was just like how we had to fight for our tickets. We had to fight for our life
girl,
just to be
child,
there, just for their anticipation to be there.
baby,
And
we
for them,
was
they could have been like, oh, Beyonce's coming. Oh, I'm gonna get a ticket. Sure, yeah, let's get a ticket. And then, because I will say that like one of my classmates, he's from the UK, and he's like, it's so weird. Like Americans will do stuff like applaud at the end of movies sometimes. And to me, that's not even a big deal. But he's like, in the theaters, it's very much like you're not even supposed to be seen in public. Like it's almost like I'm not gonna do
no.
anything that will bring attention to me.
But the thing with you, but I think no, there's a different. I think it has to be like the Nordic stoicism that people are talking about, because even in Barcelona, Paris, not Paris, it was in Marseille in France, Barcelona too, I think as well, is like I have been seeing nothing but literally everybody just going up for her no matter where your seats are. If you're in the nosebleeds or even like full on like club renaissance, like you're like literally you paid for golden circle, like everyone is going up.
But those are
But
also like tourist destinations, like, and
okay.
those are also the city. Those are city centers that people know about.
But
Stockholm,
Tottenham
Sweden.
though, 5 days
I
in Tottenham, or
where is that?
the UK, the when she did
Oh,
her little
yeah,
mini,
London. I hear
they
London is the
went.
place to go see
She
concerts.
gave them 5 dates: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Five.
Friday. Yes,
What?
Tottenham got 5 days, basically a mini residency of our queen, and she
Wow.
even gave them an entire
So
merch
go ahead and put that
store.
PTO in, honey.
They got Blue Ivy on stage 3 nights in a row. 3 nights. They have an entire merch store, not a merch truck, not a little stand outside the stand. They have an entire store,
An entire like department store for
an
Renaissance.
entire H&M. Was I don't know if it was an H&M, but literally Beyonce took over an entire store
I'm sick.
for merch. I
I'm
said,
sick.
I'm flying to London. Whoever's in London, I need to know, because those are the tickets we should have gotten.
Honestly, I've
Cause,
yeah.
but to this person who posted this Reddit post, Dom Sinclair, girl, you are not in the wrong. You are not an asshole. Live it
At
up, girl.
all. You're at a concert,
If
like
anything, I promise you, if Beyonce ever reads this Reddit post, because she'd be on the internet sometimes, she's gonna be like, I appreciate it, because
she's
even
gonna
she said
find you
it,
and write you a little letter.
because
So
even because
let
even
me know.
she said it like the crowd that she's been. I think she was like, Barcelona, thank you for being the best crowd so far, and people are like, oh girl, you ain't been to our city yet. You ain't been to. She was our
Well, she's
literally
in Europe, so that's the best one for Europe. I
no,
mean, Once she gets
So
to
far.
Texas, Georgia, honey, we
Listen,
gonna need to
we gonna go
to
up. We gonna go
figure
up.
out which is really the best crowd. They can be the best European crowd.
Oh, absolutely. But we all know it's gonna be us. I
Yeah.
just know me alone. I'm going to make because it's like my first time actually seeing her live.
Yes.
I know y'all gonna
I'm
get sick of
so
us talking
ready.
about this, but I don't give a fuck.
I was listening to the album for the first time since she's been on tour. And
Really?
I was just, and I haven't listened to it in like months, I think. Like, I would just hear Cuff It here and there. And
Mm.
just listening to it, like, Spotify played one song. And I'm pretty sure I was listening to like a female rap playlist. So I don't know why they
Cause
started playing her, but
cause
you know,
our babe
Beyonce
goes
a
across.
rapper.
She goes across genres. She does it
Exactly.
all.
So they played one song, and I was like, oh no, do not play whatever is next on this playlist. I need the whole album. I need the next song right now. So it
No,
just led into me listening to the whole album, and I was like, oh my God.
cause that's the thing.
Imagine we're gonna be hearing this live.
Forever, boy.
Live. I'm like, why did I only buy one ticket? Because I already know as soon as one
I'm.
show is over, I'm gonna want to see her again.
People have already started talking about like the post show like depression that you feel after being at a Renaissance show.
Let me see when she comes to New York. Let me find out somebody selling like a
No,
grass seed.
I have been contemplating buying the Monday show in Atlanta to go see her.
How much is it? Do you know?
Last I checked, the cheapest ticket there was 600, and that was like row 100 actual seating, not standing, not general admission, like actual seated.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
So
I like
I
that.
might. Listen, girl, we might see her Saturday and Monday.
No, because like I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, one time experiencing that is not gonna be
No,
enough.
it is. I
I
need.
just know it.
I think the first time is you go for like the actual for the initial like experience, and then
Right.
to really fully dissect and like
Really take
understand.
everything in.
Yes, you need to go see it
Yes.
again and like and have a whole different mindset. So
Yeah, because now you're like, you're not just like in awe. Because you know, the first time we're going to be there, we're going to be like, oh my God, this Beyonce just dancing in front of me. Oh my God, look at this dances. Oh my God. If she brings out Blue Ivy, we're going to be like, oh my God, Blue Ivy, I know the choreo. Doing that shit with
my
her.
I'm about to take my power. Hey, like
Like, we're going to be doing a full like choreo, trying to see what we can make sure we got the words right. Like, just being like,
okay.
we're here right now. And I feel like we're not even going to remember. Like,
And like I don't
it's
want to
just going to
ruin
be
it.
gone.
And I mean besides like I wish I could talk to you about it, but I know you're currently like abstaining from any Renaissance content or like
Fully.
spoilers. But like when I tell you, somebody put it together like a compilation because she does this one thing in like the show that like because
Be
starts
careful.
yeah, she starts it one way and then she goes into another way and then like and she does. I'm trying to be very vague without giving anything away.
Yeah,
But
please.
somebody put together like a compilation of like all the fans in the stands singing the song they think she's gonna sing, and then she completely like goes left, and they're like, "Oh!" So she like gags you every single moment.
Oh, so she hasn't been doing like the same set necessarily, like in the same order?
Well, no, she has, but like these two songs, the way they were like the musical like production to like how they put, I was just like, "Oh, girl,
Oh,
you
makes you
came."
think it's going one way.
Yeah, and you're just like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
Oh, hold on,
okay."
I didn't see this coming.
I can't wait till you experience it because it's gonna be the first time you're gonna experience it because I've seen it and I know about it. And I'm just like, and I don't want to ruin it for you because I'm being respectful because I know how I did you with the album and I'm sorry.
Thank you, thank you.
And I know how I did you about everything else. So I'm just like,
Mm.
let me
Let me have something.
listen.
Let me wait for her to say we can do something.
I've been force feeding Ongeshi Beyonce content, whether she likes it
Like,
or
I
not, since the announcement
swear.
of the album.
Trying
No,
to
since
get
Break My Soul came
blocked.
out.
Yes. Yes.
Meanwhile, I guess she's just trying to be like a good Beehive fan. Meanwhile, me, I'm the corrupt one.
You're
I'm the
like,
devil.
bitch, if it's out for me to consume, I'm a
I'm
consume.
consuming.
Speaking of good music, though, I don't know if you've listened to Janelle Monáe's album, but it is giving like
She,
fun in the sun, summertime,
baby,
bitch. I'm gonna take my shirt off and run on the beach and lay on the sand and nothing. Everything
what?
is beautiful and love is pleasure. And I just, I'm
when
eating every bit of it up.
when Miss Girl said, if you ain't talking about trips or just enjoyment or just
Mm.
fun, I don't want to talk. That is the spirit she put into the album. I have heard it and I have listened to it, and it has been nothing but joy.
Yeah, it's very much giving like girls trip like playlist, like summer
Yes.
vacation playlist, blog party playlist,
Like,
like
I'm just here to have fun with my girls. Please leave us alone. Let us dance. Let us
yes.
enjoy ourselves
Yes. And I love
and
that
let
her
it.
titties out are everywhere. Free the
Girl,
nipple.
I have never seen Janelle Monáe's like titties before, but now I've seen enough to be like, I think I'm good, Janelle.
Like I've memorized them. Like I know
They're the
exactly where the nipple is and the diameter of the areola. I've seen it everywhere.
the image of it is like now ingrained in my brain.
I
But
want
I'm just
her.
like, you know what? Fuck it. Free to nip, Janelle. Free to nip.
Yeah, first of all,
It's a free
her
nip
titties are
summer.
beautiful. Her body is beautiful.
If you're
Honey,
if you're listening to this episode right now and you know exactly what we're talking about, go ahead and tweet at Untitled Africans Pod hashtag free the nip. Free the
free
nip. Free the
the
nip.
nip.
Free the nip. Free the nipple summer or free the nip summer. Hashtag free the nip summer.
Free the nipple summer. I'm for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I saw so she has vinyls out for this record and I
Mm-hmm.
really wanted the blue one, but it sold out like in no
Of
time. There are
course.
other colors though, and they're all like beautiful. You know, you can get the standard classic black vinyl, but she had a
Right.
deep blue one.
Of
She
course
has a
she did.
brown one. She has orange. They're just so beautiful. And then so you have like the cover of the vinyl, then you open it and it's literally her titties.
In true
I'm
Janelle
like,
fashion.
she's like, y'all go see these titties as much as Instagram and all of that. YouTube's trying to censor me, bitch. Y'all gonna see these titties.
Uh, good
And
good
I
on
love
her.
Janelle because I've been walking with her for so long, and I know like when she did what am I forgetting? After Electric Lady, why am I forgetting the name? Her last album.
Mm-hmm.
She was a little bit more like raunchy, a little bit more skin showing. And
Was
I
it the
was
one where
like,
she was wearing the pussy pants?
yes, that's where
That one.
pink is. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know, I'm drawing a blank right now, but yes.
I like to call it the pussy pants album because that's the only reference that I have. If you've seen the video, you know exactly what I'm talking
You
about.
know, yeah, it's very distinct. Go stream Pink. Actually, go listen to the video. Go watch the video. So I already saw that she was kind of stepping out now. I think it's really funny that people are trying to be like, why is she naked and nasty all of a sudden to sell records? And it's
I'm
like, no,
like,
bitch,
no,
she's
she been in
always
this
been selling records and she's always been open to
and
being
very
like
outwardly
sexually
spoken
like
about, yeah.
yes, like being one with your body and being a fucking bad bitch, and that's always been her vibes. Y'all just saw her in suits and tuxes and didn't listen to a word that she
And perfectly,
said.
yeah, clearly. No,
Like,
y'all just thought she was over here shucking and jiving for y'all. No, this girl,
right, exactly.
she was reeling you in with the shucking and jiving, but if you were really listening, she was trying to say something with her shit and is continuing to say something. So
Yeah,
shout out to Janelle.
I love her
Um,
music so much.
speaking of Black women empowering music, Kiki Palmer's album, which apparently I was just found out about it today. How shame on me. I will smack my hand for just now finding out about it. But go stream that too.
Yes.
Since we all going up for all our girls this summer and they all putting out music, go up for Kiki. You know,
Yeah, it's her first album in a long time.
it's her post baby album too.
And she has a film attached to it. And for all those musically inclined, she had a whole like podcast. I think it was part of her podcast or part of the film where it basically talks about her rise in the industry and like the process it took to create the music and the art that she did. So all of my creatives, all of my musicians, y'all gonna love that. Y'all gotta check it out on her YouTube channel because she been fucking it up. I don't know if it was because she knew she was having a baby or what, but she has been working
Out.
like crazy, putting out her own shit, and I love it for her.
Yes, please go stream Big Boss by our girl Kiki cuz
Yes.
it's a banger. I've listened to like a couple of songs so far and It's good. And the video and the visuals is beautiful.
Yes.
You see, so like she really like did an ode to like her past, because you see so many like OG like that you grew up watching, like what's his name? Rashard. What's his name? His last name is Rashard.
Rashard?
Arnez from One on One.
Oh, wow,
Robert
that man is
Richard, that's
still
his name.
beautiful.
Still beautiful, light skin, green eyes, and all. Um, Kyle Massey is in it.
Really? I
Yes,
didn't even know that.
girl. Yeah, he's in it. So I just love how she's doing like an ode to just her past and like her story and like coming up in the industry being a child actor and like having all this fame young. And shout out to her. I love her. I want to
Yes.
go up for Kiki so hard because I don't know. I think she's just an overall inspiration. Like that girl's work ethic is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And now she's like Key TV's launched. I think she's got maybe like a couple
Yeah,
of
she released
things
a
on there.
whole
Yeah.
whole season of one show. I think another show just had like one episode or one part of it. It was really good though. I don't know if it was just meant to be a short, but
Yeah.
yeah, she's putting out content. She got the film, the album, the short films, the episodic web series, the podcast. Like Miss
This woman
Ma'am.
is knows no rest.
Yes.
I want to be her when I grow up.
Period.
But speaking of hard work, and not getting recognized for it, um,
That's not what this is.
that's that
Speaking
you
of
didn't
not
let
work, okay, I'm
you
sorry. Go
didn't
ahead. I'm
even let me
sorry. I'm
finish.
sorry.
I was intro. I had a whole intro
I'm
to this
sorry.
topic
Go
set
go no.
up.
Go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
no, no,
Go
no. It's
ahead.
messed up now. Anyway, let's talk about Mr. John Wang, who apparently is upset because he boo hoo didn't get into the most elite universities. Now, here's a story. If you haven't heard, Asian American student John Wang applied to 6 Ivy League colleges. That's
You said six
MIT,
elite colleges. I don't know that they were all Ivy Leagues.
Caltech, Princeton, Harvard, Carnegie Mellon, and University of California, Berkeley. Um, with a SAT score of 1590 and a GPA of 4.6, I believe, or 4.7. Yeah, 4.6. And unfortunately, he got rejected from all of them. Now, I know what you're all thinking. How is this possible? How could he have been rejected from all these schools? Well, according to him, he thinks or he believes it's because of affirmative action. Now, all I gotta say is be fucking for real. John Wang, be fucking for real. Baby,
BFFR.
here's this is my theory on this. I think for a majority of his life, he's been told that he was special and that
He's
if
gifted.
he's gifted, he's above, his intellect is above everyone else's his age level. And if he applied himself, he could get in anywhere and go to any college he ever wanted. And then what he did was apply to majority of colleges where he
Is
was
the average.
literally.
Average Joe. Average John.
And now he's crying boo hoo hoo, saying it's because of affirmative action that he didn't get in. And I just want somebody to slap his face straight across and be like, shut the fuck up.
I just wonder, like, you think you're so smart, yet you want to blame the less than 5% of people that go to your school, less than 3% of people. Affirmative action isn't even allowed in like most, if
California.
not all of the schools that he applied
Yes.
to. Like,
Yes.
is not even a thing there. It's literally not used there. So instead of blaming the majority, the third of students who probably got in there because of legacy, or the ones that got in there because they paid for it, or the ones that got in there because not only did they have damn near perfect SAT score, a GPA above and above everybody else, but they also, I don't know, contributed to their community. did extracurriculars,
Yeah, in all
could put
this,
together that 5% of people going to this school are not to blame for my ass not getting accepted when I am
I
the majority over after white people.
I just want to say, in all these news stories that have been coming out with him, I'm sorry, I have not heard about any of his volunteer work or community service work within his community. I haven't heard about any of the extracurricular activities outside of just school. Nor have I heard of him being having any like talents. Because let's be honest, to be a candidate to even get into any of these schools, you have to be
Tell
a
them.
well-rounded
Round, honey, multifaceted.
faceted baby. You have
Yes.
to be a child prodigy on top of having perfect grades and scoring. He didn't even score a perfect 1600. It was a 1590. Now don't get me
1590,
wrong,
baby.
I didn't do that great either on my SATs, so
That
I'm not
shit
gonna
was
judge.
hard.
But to the ones who do get into these schools, it's like, girl, 1600 is the base level minimum,
Yeah.
baby.
Whatever argument he had for like why he should be able to get into at least one of these schools is completely like null and void when you go to blaming black and brown and oppressed people in these institutions.
You know, I really thought that after Stop the Asian Hate and when we all came together in 2020 the summer, there'd be a little less of this, cuz in the past, I'm gonna just say it and be frank on this podcast, cuz I'm gonna be, like we said, I'm gonna be
It's
very
the
unapologetic.
unapologetic all 2023, honey, all
Period.
season 2.
Um let's be honest. A lot of Asian people love separating themselves from being the minority until it comes to benefit them. And Mr. John Wang is quickly realizing, baby, all that separating you was doing don't come back
It's
to
getting
bite
you
your ass.
dragged.
Because he thought he would have support from majority of, his community. And a lot of POCs would be like, oh my God, yeah, no, baby. Don't come over here crying boo-hoo. Do more, do better, do better. Because
And his
how many stories do we hear of children of immigrants, um, um, lower socioeconomic
income.
students,
Hmm.
lower income students, exactly, coming from literally working 2 jobs, helping out within households, but then still also getting the same point averages, getting the same SAT scores, but still being members of their community, volunteering within churches, shelters, whatever it is, starting not nonprofits at like 14, 15, 16, because they know that like in order to be in order to get into these schools that, quote unquote, of higher education, where you'll connect with these, institutes and all these other people, is like you have to do more than just get good grades. That's not gonna cut it, baby.
Honey, not at all. And what
John went.
gets me is that both affirmative action and legacy students, both based on shit these students cannot control. One,
Okay.
baby, I was born into a rich family. I don't know what to tell you. Other one, baby, I was born black and I was born black. I don't know what to tell you.
Blackity
One
black
of
black
them
black.
benefits people who don't have to do a thing, who already have the world like as their oyster, who are already at a more privileged position. Let me not say don't have to do a thing, but they're already at a more privileged position.
No, some of them literally don't have to do a thing, because let's
Some of
not
them
forget,
don't.
one of these schools. So didn't some of these schools get caught up in the whole
Yeah, the
admission
scandal.
scandal?
Yeah.
Let's not forget.
Yeah.
One
And
of them
then the
was.
other one is comes from most likely less privileged students who typically would not get into these traditionally historically did not get into these institutions. But at the end of the day, they're both based on factors that the student themselves
Has
cannot
zero
control.
control.
Yet one has more privilege and the other tends to be more oppressed. Yet who do you decide to attack every time? It's never the 30% of the legacy students of, oh my God, well, they didn't do anything to get here. They're legacy students. It's always the
Go after
affirmative
them.
action. Oh my God, they didn't do anything to get here except be black. Like, I just want y'all to think next time y'all have a debate, just to think critically, because I'm
Girl,
so sick
say it
and
again.
tired
Say it again, because
of
I
black
don't
and
think they
brown
hear you.
people and poor people always being nitpicked and being told what they're doing wrong with society instead of the people in charge who already have more power. If you're gonna go, if you're gonna fight for something, bitch, fight against the people who have more power. If something in life is disenfranchising you, if it is devaluing you, like you were saying earlier, baby, the poor baby who had to study an extra hour more than everybody else, who had to read from fucking fucked up textbooks, or just like is not typically allowed in that kind of space,
Whose
is not who you
community
need to
didn't
be
even
going
have the
after.
library or the institutions in place for him to be able to learn, so he had to get on a bus, ride a bike for hours on end to get to the nicer part of, because it all, listen, I'll just say it all goes back to racism anyway.
It always does.
But John Wang, baby, you should, instead of looking down at who you could blame, you should have been looking up,
Looking
because the
right
people
up.
above you are the reason, probably the reason why your ass didn't get in.
Let's look at the majority of the students here and where they come from instead of nitpicking on the little guy.
I would definitely, John, if I was your ass, I'd definitely show up at the next alumni dinners or the next alumni functions at some of these schools you apply to. Go talk to those people,
Honey,
because a lot of their parents probably just put a name and plaque on a building, donated,
ask the deans, ask the registrar office, bitch.
because it ain't the
Don't
people you
ask
think it
fucking
is.
Jordan Williams why the fuck he got in. Bitch, cause that you know that's a black man. You can't.
And you know exactly why I gave you that look when you said that name. Girl, bye. Not
No, because
Jordan
I had this
Williams.
literally happen when I got into UGA, and it's just fucking UGA. And a white boy fucking asked me how I got in. I told him my GPA, and
He
his
thought
GPA was basically
trash.
was damn near not even in the 3 point nothings. Mine was a 4.0. And he's going to be
Listen,
like, "You only got accepted because
because of
you're
Irma.
black." And affirmative action. And I wanted to cuss his ass out so bad. I was at work. I was also like 16, 17. I didn't realize how deep this shit goes.
Baby.
Sometimes I'd be so grateful that I did not know the things that I knew then, because the way I would have dragged these white boys to hell and back to tell them about themselves, that you're dumb, you're entitled, you thought things would just get handed to you. And
Mm,
you didn't realize you actually have to work hard. And your mediocrity sometimes is just not enough. I know you've been
period.
told your whole life
That you're
that the things
special.
you just naturally do is enough to get by. Well, guess what, honey? It doesn't work every time. And it didn't work this time. And some of us who actually worked hard, unlike you, and actually did what we needed to do to get where we're at, are benefiting over you. And
And
you
you
just gonna have to
mad.
deal, babe.
And you just
You're just gonna
mad.
have to deal.
Uh,
So here's to all the John Wangs, all the Chase Zimmerman, whatever that boy's name was. You lucky I don't remember your last name.
ooh.
All of you hating ass hoes that think you're better than somebody because you've just skated by being told that your whole life. Here's reality, boo. You ain't shit. You ain't never been shit. You ain't never gonna be shit.
Thank you for coming to the library is closed. One guess you just read fulfilled. Go ahead, girl. Go off. No,
I'm
period.
sorry, because that's what the 16-year-old me needed to say then, and she never said it, so
And
she
she
gonna
didn't
say it now.
she didn't have the power, and nor does she have the
Exactly.
knowledge, but now she knows and
Exactly.
has the platform, and she could go ahead and say it. And if any of y'all try to come for her, I'ma be in the tweets. One guess she's a little nicer with her on Twitter and on the internet. She's a little nicer. Me, I'm coming for the jugglers. Bitch, I don't give a fuck. I'm coming for your mama. I'm coming for your looks. I'm gonna pull up her seats on shit. I'm kidding, guys. I'm actually really sweet.
No, I was about to say you're the Hallie to my Chloe, and it's so funny because Hallie's an Aries.
Period. Cause you know us.
Honey said, "I got time today."
Well, girl, it seems like everyone today is just blaming everybody else for their bullshit and the choices that they made. Let's get into this other story that I saw. Um, so this a gentleman by the name of Josue Vargas, boxer. Um, Now this story, I don't know where it's upsetting, but at the same time, I'm just like, really? Um,
Is it bad that I laughed?
no, because I cackled. I was on
Oh.
the floor cackling too. Um, Josue Vargas is a boxer. Um, but not, but he also has some extracurriculars too. We are all part of the hustle culture.
Is it giving
Uh,
well rounded? He's a multifaceted
He's very
individual, I think.
multifaceted. If you're wondering what we're saying, Josue is also an accountant. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Either way, he make OnlyFans content. Okay. Anyways, so apparently he collaborated with another fellow OnlyFans content creator, another accountant. Now, this fellow accountant's specialty content is throat goating.
Ooh.
If you know what that means, you know what that means, and he's very skilled.
Mm.
From my research on this story, he's very skilled.
Yes. Hope you did adequate research
I
for
did
this
very
story.
adequate research for this story. So, Josue happened. For clarity, Josue does identify as heterosexual. Now,
Okay.
this other content creator, not sure what they identify as. But if you know throat goating, it requires
A
for you to be,
phallus to be involved.
yeah, to basically phalluses to be involved. I'm trying to be very, I'm not trying to be
Right.
raunchy. I just want
We're
to
not
be
trying to get stricken down on YouTube and
right.
things.
So Josue collabed with said throat goater. And baby, I guess some people found out, and it's becoming very public.
So
Um,
Josue did the throat goating, or he was the throat
he got
goated?
throat goated.
Okay.
But here's the thing about it is like, if that's what you like, that's what you like. It's never yeah.
Period.
But now where Josue went wrong was that he went on social media after, I guess, this video had gone viral and he had been identified in the video. Mind you, he shows face in the content, which is why it's very confusing to me. And from my understanding, from speaking with other people who do make OnlyFans content, like, you go into it with an agreement for the both of you, like, hey, we're both gonna show face, or do you want a mask? I can give you, a what are they called? The babushka mask?
Yeah. The papuski,
Uh
the
push icy mask, the
shabuski,
push icy mask. The Jesus. Not us showing our age.
right.
So he the video comes out, it goes viral, and he is basically backpedaling and saying that he was not in the correct mental state. um he was currently going through depression, and he hadn't been himself. And actually, I think I still have the note here. I'm
The
gonna
quote.
Yeah, did I share it with you? I believe I did. It's good.
Yeah, I think so. Either on Twitter or on text.
All right, hold on. Okay. First of all, this was his official statement. First of all, I want to start by apologizing to all my fans, friends, family, and supporters for the unexpected mess about my sexuality in quotes. I want to make it clear that I have nothing against someone's personal sexual preference. However, in
In
all
all
cap,
caps.
in all caps. However, I am not bi in quotes, nor gay also in quotes. And this part is in all caps. I am straight, and not the conjunction of I and the letter M, but I
I am
am straight.
straight. Hetero. Hetero, hetero, hetero.
Gay. Baby, I'm straight.
Straight.
Hetero. Hetero, hetero, hetero.
That's what this
Um
is giving.
I understand people will have their own opinions and thoughts about the situations, and they're entitled to that, but I guess it is what it is. It's part of our, and this is also in all caps and in quotes, new norm.
Who wrote this for him and told him that he
Baby,
needed all these quotes and all caps and Like it
Uh-huh.
was so unnecessary.
And he said, with that being said, I will admit I have been going through a very difficult situation in my life. I have been battling depression and dealt with some serious mental health issues. I never understood what it was until I had experienced it. Many crazy thoughts have gone through my head recently, but I've learned I have to own up to my mistake and face the consequences. My poor judgment has led to the biggest mistake of my life. It would be an understatement to say that I regret the whole situation. For those who have stood beside me during the difficult period, I thank you. Da, 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 whatever, whatever. Anyway, the whole crux of the reason why we're discussing this is this statement is coming off as if you're blaming your mental health for doing gay shit.
Yeah, pretty much. He said I was depressed, and so I sucked dick or had my dick sucked by a
By a
man
dip.
because that is what depression causes. If you Google depression, you may experience a sudden
Bouts
want.
of, you
Right.
know.
Just suddenly want somebody of the same sex to
And
suck.
I just want to make this statement very clear right now. The Untitled Africans does not judge nor sex shame. We are an open and very accepting podcast. If that's what you like to do, that's what you like to do, baby. You know,
Baby.
whether you do independent or you get, or not, it don't matter to us because that's your business.
Yes.
You know.
If
Now,
this is the biggest mistake of your life, Josue, you have led a great life. I promise you.
the only issue that comes up for us is when you make this clearly he didn't have a PR or agent or anybody read this before he put it out
No.
because they would have told you not on this Pride Month you're not gonna say this because what's happened now is baby the gays have gotten a hold and they are dragging, and one thing about the gays, they drag.
Yikes.
Listen, you do a little performative gayness, they gonna support you no matter what. Listen, the gay dollar is very strong. A lot of these OnlyFans content creators that be showing they booty holes and stuff, a lot of them don't be gay, they be straight, and that's okay.
You
And
were.
sure enough, the gays eat that shit up. They eat it because it's it's the implied suggestion. But
Mm.
then when you start blaming your mental health for conscious decisions that you made, and now what's going to happen is this is going to be used as examples of, oh, well, you see, he said he was having mental health issues, that's why he was doing all this gay shit, so y'all really not gay, y'all just have mental health problems, which has been an ongoing battle for the queer community outright
Mm-hmm.
for centuries now.
Yeah.
And that's just what I will not stand by. I'm so sorry, Josue. Baby, if that's what you like doing behind closed doors, all more power to you, do it. But don't get out here in public and post this shit,
Blaming it on mental illness.
blaming it on mental illness,
That
because
is
that is
so harmful.
so very harmful. Because now because first and foremost, he is a person who has a platform as a boxer who comes from a very hyper masculine stage. He
Mm.
could have used this as the opportunity to be like, hey, that's
I
just
wanted to experiment, honey. I want to try something new.
and that's okay when already men of color and POC men have had to put on this hyper masculine and like are not even able, and we talked about this in our sex episode, it's like you're not able to discuss things like this openly within um POC communities because it's looked at as you being very effeminate. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
you
it's like
straight up gay. It's like,
you either gotta be super straight or you're just gay.
and you are, and already
There's
he's
no
in,
in between. There's no spectrum.
and already he's chosen a very hyper masculine profession. It's like, dude, you beat up people for a living. If that doesn't scream, I'm a like machismo, like I don't know what does. What,
Yeah.
you might as well just go fuck a Ford F-150 at this point, like,
Yeah. It's like nobody's questioning your masculinity.
or any of it's just like, okay, listen, and that's another thing. It's like, first of all, not only are you doing, now you're shaming sex work,
Mm.
which is
Which
valid
I'm
work.
confused. Doesn't he have an
He does
OnlyFans?
have an OnlyFans, which is very confusing
I'm
to me.
just so confused.
Because
Like you
before he
have
collaborated, he was doing solo content. And I'm just
yeah.
like, huh?
And per my research, I heard, he likes to do the bending, even if it's by
Baby,
himself.
we've seen the videos. Let's
Like, so I'm confused why this statement needed to be made.
so is he now saying that like he's blaming his mental health for his sexual exploration?
Pretty much. It
Baby,
was
no.
like, oh, I just had the
No.
depression in me that
No.
made me want to go see what can go up my ass.
Girl, little Johnny not gay. He got a little bit of depression. He's okay. He'll be fine. that is what
Literally.
that is literally what he's gonna be perpetuating now.
Literally. Yes.
That is people are gonna use this and be like, "Girl, Max ain't gay. He just got a little mental health issue. He just got a little depression," which is
Bruh.
not what we want kids, especially now that like a lot of like LGBTQ rights that and advancements that have been made are being like repealed, and like pulled back
Mhm.
across the country and almost nationwide, which is absolutely insane to me. This is not something I think this is something that he definitely should have really thought about before he put this statement out there. I think he just jumped the gun and said something that he thought would be like, oh, people blame everything on mental health nowadays. Let me just put this out there. That's what it's coming across as to me. And I think he should have definitely sat with it a lot more. It's like, dude, it's okay. Sex tapes come out. If that's what you didn't want, that's what you. But at the same time, it's like, you met up with this person. You had an agreement with this person. It's like,
Y'all were on camera, like you knew y'all were on
you
camera,
shoot,
like
baby. You was sitting back enjoying
yeah.
that guac guac 3000.
But now
But now
this
it's,
issue.
oh, no, 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 no. It's like the backpedaling is bullshit. It's like, dude, come on now. It's fucking 2023. We really going backpedal because you got a little head?
Right. Because you got a little head.
There are literal people within the entertainment industry doing 10 times worse. And this is really.
Right. If anything, you could have just left it. Let people think what they want to think.
I was just like, yeah, this is not what we needed. So I wanted to just bring this to people's attention and just be like, please do not
Everyday
listen to this
people.
bullshit and don't make this a fucking thing now.
And I'm
Like,
sure a part of the reason he felt like he needed to make this statement was because of his career and the people he's surrounded by in that
probably
hyper masculine type of work, where it's like niggas at the fucking
because now he
gym
feels,
and stuff and locker room trying to question his masculinity and blah
because
blah blah.
I'm
And so
sure
he wanted to be
now,
like, I am straight.
because
I
I'm
am
sure now, like his
good.
opponents are probably gonna be like, "Oh, that's that little gay," da da da, da. And he's just gonna be like, "No, bro, I'm not gay, not gay."
Can we move past the right?
And it's
Right, because
like,
now they have to act all extra masculine, what
and
they think is masculine, but really is just aggressive to make it seem like they're not gay.
I think this is all part of a bigger conversation about how it's very okay for like white men to like have questioning sexualities and very openly, because you get like people like fucking Harry Styles and all these other little skinny malnutrition white boys walking
Let
around
me
here
tell
like
you,
in
them
full on
mom,
skirts.
those white boys, they be twerking. They be
Baby,
looking for black girl, black femme to find to be like, oh my god, somebody I can twerk on. And then guess what? They'll be married to a woman 2 years later.
girl
It's
eating.
just like, yeah, that was fun. And they'll literally kiss their best friends in the mouth
Oh my
just for the
god,
hell of it.
white men do the most gay shit,
The most.
especially in public. And I'm just like,
Yes. And it just be like, yeah, I did that. That was funny. Moving on.
and that's what I'm saying. I think it's like it's all part of a bigger conversation of just like how we treat men and their and especially there's the racial aspect of like white men are allowed to explore their sexualities and they're not, as opposed to their as opposed to their POC counterparts. Because I don't think it's just with black men. I think it also happens across almost all POC communities.
Yeah.
Um, and it's just wild to me
It is. Like,
that
how did white supremacy bring in homophobia? And then, yet now they're the ones that get to experiment and be like, oh, sexuality is just fluid and I'm going to kiss my bro. No, y'all are the ones that brought this. Y'all should not be. Y'all need to be the repressed ones.
they do, and girl, it was just a lot, and I'm so sorry for these 2 stories have been very. But I'm sorry, there was some people. This was a reading session. Okay, the library is open. It's
This
time to
was-
read. We had to read some people to feel
yeah,
for some of their
yeah,
bullshit that they pull in these streets.
yeah.
Welcome to the reading
Not on
episode of the
our
Untitled Africans podcast.
Juneteenth weekend,
Pride
Pride
Month.
Month. Are y'all pulling this shit?
Mm-mm. We had to come
No,
correct.
no.
But anyway, that's the episode, girl.
Yes, friend.
We hope y'all enjoy. You hope it's been fun for y'all because it sure has been fun for us.
Yes.
Girl, what else is that it?
I think that's it.
Oh my god. Look at us being all good and shit and starting
And
and finishing
efficient.
on time. But
Yes.
don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, rate. This podcast is found wherever podcasts are found: Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, all the good stuff. YouTube as well. Don't forget to turn that bell notification on so you know every time we post, every Tuesday on time.
Mm-hmm.
And just happy Juneteenth. Happy
Yes.
Pride to all
Happy
the
Pride, friend.
happy Pride to all my gay niggas.
Oh, can I ask this as the ally?
Talk, Valentina.
Are the straight people allowed to go to Pride
Yeah.
if they're by themselves?
Oh,
Or is it kind of like,
girl, you need a
sit this
chaperone.
one
You need a
down?
gay. You need a gay. Do you need a gay chaperone
Queer
for
chaperone.
Pride?
Okay.
Do you need a gay
Maybe.
chaperone? Do you need a gay chaperone for
Maybe.
Pride? Is that what you're
It's
asking me?
okay. Yeah.
Do you want me
But
to
it's
come?
okay. I'll sit this one out
No, you can go.
until I can
If you're an ally, you an ally.
get a
Go. Enjoy
chaperone.
yourself. All I'm gonna say is be careful, girl. Them drinks be strong.
They do.
If you've ever been to a gay bar, girl, them drinks is not regular. Them is not regular 30 ml shots, girl. They is giving you 40, 50, 60 for one.
Ooh,
Child,
okay.
you will just, yeah.
Maybe it should just be a sober Pride. I just wave the flag and be like, yes. And then go home.
Oh yeah, the
Still
parade is
show
coming.
support.
The parade in New York is coming up in like 2 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, damn. I always wanted to go. Should I just come up and go with you?
You should.
Mm.
We should see where Janelle Monáe is gonna be.
Oh my god, that'd be so lit.
Yes. Okay, let's wrap this up.
She probably gonna flash us into her titties.
Oh my god, I hope.
And you know hers are gonna be fucking painted rainbow. I just know it. I just know it.
Yes, I need to get a pleasure shirt.
All right, y'all. All right, y'all. It's been real. It's the Untitled Africans clocking out, baby. Y'all have a good one.
Bye.